What is the reality of buying a Rolex from your authorised dealer? And how long are the real-time wait lists for you to get your dream piece? Well, in this video, I'm going to be giving you my honest thoughts and reactions to your real-life experiences. Slimy AD in Dubai told me I would not find an OP anywhere in Dubai, and that the cheapest I'd find is a Datejust. Walked next door to Cartier and bought a Santos. Well, that's really disappointing to hear, the fact that this particular client has gone in with high expectations to look at buying his OP watch. He's had a bad experience with the sales team. Unfortunately, they've obviously not given him the correct information. They left him with a negative taste in his mouth, and he's actually gone and bought another brand. So for me, my initial reaction to that is disappointing, because this particular client has not gone to buy another watch elsewhere. He's not gone to stay on the list. He's not been given any opportunity to buy the watch he wanted. He's literally gone and bought another brand. So certain authorised dealers out there, the training needs to be better, the sales team need to be better, and the experience needs to be better. And it's very disappointing for clients going out there to buy a brand with their hard-earned money and being let down. So shame on you, the AD in Dubai. Next one, I'm currently on the list for an Authorised Ghost Daytona. It's been about 2 years so far. Back in 2021, I was on the list for a James Cameron Sea Dweller for about 3 months before I got the call. I think it's helped that I put myself down on the list when I bought my wife some diamond stud earrings. We do hear this quite a lot. We do speak about it a lot on the channel. You guys are pushed to buy other brands, diamond earrings, to get your spend up. In my opinion, I think that's wrong. I think there should be a very organic waiting list where you can put yourself on there, and get the watch of your dreams. Unfortunately, we all know it just doesn't work like that. The Authorised Ghost, I've got a few to show you here. I'll just quickly grab one for you guys that don't know. This is the new reference. It's called the 126519LN. It's got the absolutely stunning grey dial, black sub dial. It's got the beautiful ceramic bezel. It's got the Oysterflex rubber strap. It's got the really nice white gold new style, a glide lock clasp. This is our best selling one. This is the one that most people covet. Of all the Oysterflex range that we sell, this is definitely by far the best selling by a long way. And you can see why. It's a very stealthy looking watch. It's one that you can deal and also wear for special occasions. The retail price, to let you guys know, is $29,300. We sell them around about 36, 37K. It's a very, very hard watch to get. Very hard. We're seeing hardly any coming through in 2024. And I'll guarantee you this particular client, he's bought James Cameron a few years ago, been successful in a short space of time. It is not enough to get that watch from you already. You need to be spending a minimum of £100,000+ in a short period of time, which I estimate to be 12 months period minimum, to be able to put on that list to get this watch. They're not coming through. We've got some good clients who get a lot of watches from Rolex. They're still not getting this watch offered in 2024. They're very thin on the ground. And for me, you need to go to the grey market. If you want this watch, you want one, the Mighty 4, the Paul Newman, the Sundust, the rose gold variant, the Pikachu that I wear, and also the Ghost, the Mighty 4. You've got to go to the grey. You're just not going to get that. And that spend, although obviously it's still a decent amount of money, is just nowhere near enough to get an Oysterflex Ghost in 2024. Went to DMI Manchester to register my interest in a few models there. An authorised dealer in Manchester called David Robinson. I think I'll be back to you guys, as they were saying. Basically, I'll be waiting a while, and in not so many words, why not buy some jewellery to become a preferred customer? Again, this is the trends we're seeing. You do this and we'll give you this. But you've got to remember, guys, it's an offer, it's not a guarantee. We see it so many times where clients have bought a lot of watches they don't want. They have bought jewellery, that they've been sort of forced to buy, and they still don't get the watch. So hopefully, for you clients out there that are still looking to go to your Rolex authorised dealer, you're going to get given a good experience. Hopefully you're going to get put on a genuine waiting list, and hopefully you don't have to buy too many watches. But for certain models out there, it's just not worth it. The market's different in 2024. It's certainly a buy-to-wear market. Find yourself a credible dealer. Go out there, buy the watch on the day, enjoy and have a happy experience, and take it away on the day. Next one piece of advice I would give to anyone in the UK wanting to build a relationship with their AD: do not register for multiple Rolex from the get-go, and do not go to different ADs registering the same watches. The simple fact is you'll be deregistered without even knowing it, and that call will never come. That's slightly different information to what I know and what I've experienced this side of the desk. Some of the clients out there, some of the flippers, you know, some of the stories I hear are, they will actually register at different authorised dealers up and down the country. So if you've got obviously a Watches Switzerland chain, you know, you've got a Goldsmiths, you know, you've got different sort of big name chains. You know, yes, if you were to register at different ones of those, but there's a lot of independent authorised dealers up and down the country. And I know from my experience that some of these guys out there, some of these clients, some of these flippers, they will be registered at multiples, and I mean multiples up and down the country. And it also become like a second business to them, where they will register all the others, and for whatever reason, the systems don't align where they're on the same register. So it's very important that if you're looking to get your watch, you know, if you're looking to do the dance, shall we say, don't register at the same authorised dealers under the same chain. If you're looking to get your watch and you want to hedge your bets, register a few different ones, including quite a lot of independents in different cities. There's a good chance that you'll get that watch quicker than what you thought. Next one, I'm frustrated from my AD. Yes, he granted me a root beer, both two-tone sub and one rose gold Daytona. Yeah, after all that, he keeps telling me that the chances of me getting a stainless steel Daytona are thin. If I don't get my spend more than 100k, I basically can forget it. Well, I can tell the frustration in this particular viewer's comment. Unfortunately for you, you know, you have bought some watches, but if you look at the watch that you've got there, you've got a two-tone sub and a rose gold Daytona and a root beer. Look at the market trends. They're all actually underlist watches. So every watch you've got there, it's no surprise to me that that's not enough to get stainless steel Daytona. You would have to spend more than that in today's market. One of my very good clients out there has told me, and I've actually had twice now in the last few weeks, over 20 years for a steel Daytona. I've actually got a few to show you here. So I've got the new black reference. This is the new 126 500 LM. Beautiful watch, by the way. Retail price from Rolex is £13,200. They sell for virtually double online on the grey market. When I first started in the industry, I was told it was around the 11-year waiting list, which was absolutely ridiculous considering the market was different and there was no waiting list like there is now. But 20 years to wait for steel Daytona. I mean, most people, let's be honest about it, will be dead by the time they get it, which is absolutely ridiculous. So this is another one. You know, this client here, he's bought watches, he's been given some that are maybe not the best in the market as far as retained the value. He's still wanting that steel Daytona, and I'll guarantee you, this is the Panda by the way, I'll guarantee you, if you said to that client, roll back time before he started, would you like to go through what you've been through or go straight to the grey and buy a Panda Daytona? I'll guarantee you, knowing what he knows now, he wouldn't bother with all the watches he's took, and he'll go straight back to the beginning and he'll just buy a Panda Daytona from the grey market and get the watch on the day. This next one's from a viewer in Ontario, Canada. He's been on the waiting list for this particular date just for 14 months. Unfortunately, when he actually got the call, he couldn't get there in time and it was sold under his feet. And I do get this a lot from clients out there. A lot of clients will tell me they've got a short window to collect that watch, no matter where they are in the world or what they're doing, and if they don't, they're going to go down the line, you know. And for me, I just think that's a bit wrong, because some of our clients that are giving me this information, they've got spend history, it's not their first watch, they've got a relationship, and it's almost like, well, you either come buy it or you don't. Well, that's not the relationship we build with our clients. We get a lot of clients, just to let you guys know at LWC, who we've got previous relationships with, and they'll say, look, I'm on holiday, I really want this watch, I've got no Wi-Fi, I can't pay the deposit, blah, blah. We take up flight and we just will do it. That's the type of company we are, and we'll hold it to when they come back. So unfortunately, this particular client's experience, you know, he was disappointed. We do it all the time. I've even had clients go to collect the watch. This is another one where they've gone down to collect it, and it's not there, they've sold it to somebody else. Another salesperson has sold it to somebody else. So, you know, let's be honest about it. Get some system in place with the authorised dealers, a legitimate, honest, you know, system where people can genuinely know when they're gonna get their watch in a normal allocated time. You know, let's not mess around, and hopefully it'll give a lot of people faith back in the authorised dealer system. And if not, all the clients and all you viewers watching that are not happy to do the dance, they're gonna come to companies like ourselves and buy. One of the editors told me, why want a Tudor if you can get an Audi? If you don't buy the Skoda either, waiting time, Submariner date 2 years, Sea Dweller Steel and Gold 3 weeks. That's no surprise, I'll cover that in a minute. Pepsi 4 years and counting, Starbucks 4 years and counting. Meanwhile, I'm on the fantasy list of approximately 8 ADs for everything from sub to Daytona. So this client, obviously, he understands the game, he understands how to obviously play the market. And at the end of the day, I mean, 2 years for sub Mariner Day, that's a bit long in the current market, especially with the prices the way they are. Because obviously we still buy them over retail, sell for over retail, but they are coming down slightly. So that's a bit too long. Seedwell Steel and Gold. I mean, if I was an AD and somebody wanted that watch, I'd literally rip the hand off and get me with 24 hours, because that is a watch that is massively under list. 43mm, steel and gold, Seedwell 43 with a black dial, black bezel. You know, retails around £15,000-16,000. You know, when we get them offered, to let you guys know, we only offer between about £10,000-11,000, and the retail on that is between 12 and 13 on the grey market. So massively under list. So I'm surprised at that one. The Pepsi Poison Counter, you're not going to see that watch in 2024 unless you've been buying for decades, unless you've been buying for 5-10 years, unless you've been spending hundreds of £1,000s over the last few years. You are not getting that Pepsi. I'll tell you now, there's none coming through in 2024, and most ADs will tell you it's easier to get a Panda Daytona, which is already unachievable, than a Pepsi in 2024. It's just not going to happen. And then Starbucks 4 years and counting, again, that's a bit strong. I would expect that to be more in line with the sub date, around the 2 years, you know, considering that it is obviously a harder watch to get, but not as hard as some of the others. So yeah, 4 years in count for Starbucks is just ridiculous. So, you know, this particular client is done right. He's going up and down the country, trying to get on a few lists, and hopefully we'll get the watches that he wants. Spent over £120,000 with my authorised dealer, received every steel sports watch, from the Pepsi, Batgirl, Blue Sky Dweller, Gold Newman Daytona and Oyster Flex, but never a steel Daytona. Now the calls have stopped. Clearly, I am not getting any more watches for whatever reason. Well, I've got to be honest with you there. You've done really well. You know, you've done better than probably 90% of people out there. You know, to get these particular steel watches, the Pepsi, the Batgirl, the Oyster Flex Paul Newman, these are really hard watches to get. So, you know, I'm not being funny. When the AD has to request the allocation for the steel Daytona to HQ, they're just going to turn around and say flat no, because even though you've got, you know, you've got a decent spend there, you've had a lot of really good stuff, so it's no surprise to me. And if you look at the watches there, so if you were to actually want a Panda Daytona, you could just sell 1 or 2 of those watches and it will cover what it'll cost you for a Panda Daytona. You've not lost a penny. So in really, you're getting it at list price. So in my opinion, you know, yes, it's a massive spend, £120,000. It's a lot of money, let's be honest about it, but you've had a lot of juicy stuff, so it's no surprise that Rolex has turned around to you and gone, actually, you've had a lot of good ones. What they probably might want to try and say to you, which you've not put in your messages, take a few of the big pieces that nobody wants and will definitely get you. So yeah, no surprise to me. Next one, mint green date, just 41, fluted on Jubilee. Down payment is done, so shouldn't take longer than 12 months, since 2 weeks. My other's James Cameron, August 23, and was on the list for 4 days, but they pretty much offered it to me because I'm a commercial diver. Right, okay. I'm not sure where you are in the world. Obviously, we don't know which particular location you are. Obviously, James Cameron, I mean, that's a massively short time, especially a hard watch to get. I think I've got one to show you here, actually. For you guys that don't know, this is the 44mm two-tone blue and black dial. It's got a beautiful sort of stainless steel with the black ceramic bezel, and it's also such a big watch, proper diver's watch. It's got the dome glass on it. Look at the side of that watch there. Look how deep the case is. You know, it's a big watch for big guys or for diving. You know, to get them in a short space of time is absolutely unheard of, really. So you've done extremely well then. Obviously, you've gone and built a relationship. Commercial dive, they'll have wanted to supply them, so I think that's really nice. The down payment on a date, just that's unheard of in today's market. You know, years ago when I first started, I know that people would advance themselves up the AD waiting list by paying a deposit. Some ADs were still taking them and saying, well, actually, if you want this watch, pay a deposit and we'll get you quicker than everybody else. That has gone. That's not been around for years now. That's completely finished. So to have a down payment on a watch, if that's what you actually mean, going into your AD and putting some money down, then you know, that's something unheard of. So I'd actually like to know where you are in the country, or in the world, should I say, and find out exactly what their protocol are, because in different sort of states, countries, places in the world, they have different protocol. EU ADs are the best. Had an incredible experience in Spain as a tourist, was able to get a rose gold Daytona Oyster Flex with a sunburst dial. I think it'll mean the Sundust, I'll show you in a minute. As a walk-in purchase, nothing close to US AD misery. So obviously this particular client is from the US. He's obviously had an extremely bad experience, depending on where you are in the US. He's then obviously gone to Spain on holiday, and he's able to walk in and get a Rolex Daytona Oyster Flex. I'm going to show you it here. This is the Sundust. In this particular combination with the rose gold, it is the best seller. It's got the beautiful Sundust, very light coloured dial. You've got the beautiful rose gold case. You've got the new bezel with the bezel insert. You've got the beautiful rose gold new glide lock clasp, and then obviously got the beautiful rubber strap. We all know how popular and beautiful these watches are. To walk into an AD in Spain and get that on the day is unheard of. So I'm absolutely delighted for you managed to get it. I'd like to know a bit more on your backstory in the US, what actually happened there, for you not be able to get it. There's only one negative to buying that watch from the EU. And for you guys that follow the channel, you'll probably know 99% of EU dealers keep the white swing tag. The white swing tag is kept back, and it's AD's policy in Europe to keep that back. Not a problem if you're buying to wear, not the end of the world. But if you're looking to sell that watch at some point into the UK market, especially a special watch with a special dial, you will actually get knocked down for not having the white swing tag. Or certainly some dealers might not stock it off. If it's a special dial, which let's just say, I can't guarantee that dial came in that watch from Rolex HQ, so I'm actually not going to buy it. So that's the only downside to buying in the EU. EU dealers do keep the white swing tags. If you're buying to wear and keep and enjoy, fantastic, happy days. If you're not, bear that in mind, because when you try and sell it on, some dealers may just pass. Or should I say, 100% pass. 2 years on the waiting list with 3 different ADs for a day, just 41. Fluted bezel, slate grey dial, Jubilee bracelet, still nothing. I mean, 2 years for Datejust, guys, that is ridiculous. You know, obviously he's wanting a decent coloured dial. It's not the entry-level dials of white or black, it's slate grey. We all know the Wimbledon, that comes with the slate grey and obviously the markers. So if he's talking that one, that is definitely harder to get. This is obviously the fluted Oyster bracelet. His has got the Jubilee in question, but you know, they're not the easiest watch to get, but 2 years, 3 ADs, that's ridiculous actually. You should be getting that watch offered much quicker than that. And the fact that you're going in, you're visiting, you're obviously calling, you're doing the dance, you're doing everything right. By the sounds of it, you're not actually buying all the pushy diamonds and other brands and things they're trying you to do, which is why you may not have got that. But for me personally, you know, you should have had a watch by now, and it actually looks as though it's put you off the brand, which is disappointing for me. You know, you shouldn't be having that experience. 2 years is a long time. And I'm the same. If I want something, I want it now. You know, I don't mind waiting a bit, but you know, I don't want to wait like 2 or 3 years. You change your mind, your taste might change, everything might change. So for me, if you want something, you want it within a reasonable amount of time. And if you're not getting it and getting the runaround, nobody likes that, especially when you're spending a lot of money. So my advice to you is don't fall out with Rolex, don't fall out with the brand. Come see a grey market dealer or credible independent dealer like me, or there's plenty of other guys out there. Enjoy the experience, buy the watch that you actually wanted. You can take it away on the day, you can have a nice experience, you can have a day out with your family, your wife, spend a night out in a nice hotel, make it an unbelievable memory bank for you. And I'd love to be part of your watch journey. So come see us, come see LWC, and let's get you your Datejust 41.